Wagwan everyone, welcome to Film Shrapnel, your one-stop spot for everything movies. My name's Tobias. I'm alone today because I've just gotten back from watching The Flash and I wanted to just throw my initial thoughts out there. Craig hasn't seen it yet. So I'm going to go into spoilers, not straight away. I'll start off with just my bare thoughts. I like this movie and I know that there's a lot of stuff online. I tried to avoid a lot of it before going to watch it. For me personally, I'm a fan of the DC comics. I like Batman an awful lot. I've always liked The Flash. Not a huge Ezra Miller fan. And yes, I do agree with the assessment that this movie is too expensive to have any bad CGI. But, you know, this film's gone through a lot of changes, and I think what could have been an absolute fucking mess is actually a satisfying movie with a decent plot, and you get an awful lot of fan service, which I won't get into quite yet. I'll give you warning when I go into spoilers. But look, it's a good movie. I think if you don't like this movie, like, there's got to be something. I think maybe you're just hating a bit. Maybe. Or maybe I just like it too much. But, you know, I was very satisfied with this movie. I especially like all of the fans, well, not all of the fan service stuff, but the vast majority of it was not lost on me at all. So, yeah, let me get into spoiler territory. So, the beginning of the movie is a really solid opening. You get a fucking awesome sequence with Batman basically, you know, Ben Affleck Batman as well, getting dragged, you know, down a street with, you know, via his grappling gun. Oh my God, like, he just gets absolutely murked in this sequence. And don't get me wrong, I really didn't like that they end the scene with like a jokey, because Wonder Woman shows up, spoilers, Wonder Woman shows up and he touches the lasso of truth and they do like a bit of a jokey bit with Batman. And I personally like my Batman to be very serious. I like my Batman serious. So I didn't like the jokey shit that they did with Batman. But like, Ben Affleck's great as Batman. I love him as Batman. The mask's a bit squashed up and strange. But he has just been dragged down the fucking street. So, you know, I think you can forgive it. And he's got a utility belt, like a yellow utility belt. Oh, see, that I love. You give Batman a yellow utility belt. Oh, shit. So, yeah, I like the opening sequence. But, you know, there are definitely elements I didn't like. This happens, like, there's a bit where the Flash is trying to get a sandwich. That's how the movie basically opens. And, like, he has this whole action scene while the guy who's making his sandwich makes his sandwich, is one of the jokes. Decent joke. But one joke that I really liked is that he goes to start running and then the titles of, like, The Flash start to come up as his, like, electricity charges. And then because he's interrupted, the titles themselves get interrupted. And I really liked that. Like, I thought it was just a cute, you know, flourish. You know, I liked the personality of the film sort of from the get-go. And I think a lot of people didn't like the personality of the film. But I didn't mind it. You know, I've had to get on board with this, you know, quirky Flash for a while now. So now that I've sort of gotten to the point where I can accept it, I thought the film was pretty good. And I thought Ezra Miller was all right. I'm not a big fan of him or his work, them or their work. And from what I've heard, their personal life is a bit questionable as well. But, you know, I thought they were fine. I didn't like it because obviously he goes back in time and he gets stuck in like on the day that he's meant to get his powers, and he meets like his younger self. And I don't like the younger self, like, portrayal. Very irritating, very annoying. Didn't like young Flash at all. But basically, it's Flashpoint. They're doing Flashpoint. It's a great story from the comic books. And obviously, the comic book and the cartoon, it's a much better story. However, with the movie, they're able to do stuff that the comics and cartoons didn't do or can't do, like referencing, like bringing in Michael Keaton Batman, who we haven't seen play Batman since 1992. So we're talking 33 years here. It's nuts. It's nuts. And I loved it. I loved it. I really liked Michael Keaton in this. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not his best work, but like, it's Michael Keaton back as Batman. I don't really, and he's not like phoning it in. He's not giving it his all, but he's not phoning it in. And it's like, don't you want to see this? Don't you want to see Michael Keaton back as Batman? It's fun, and it's like classic Batman, and he moves like he actually can fucking fight. Now we've got sufficient CGI that we can actually see classic Tim Burton Batman kicking some serious ass, like really good action in it. I mean, again, like, okay, I will accept the criticism that it's like a bit, the CGI is a bit bad, and like some places it gets quite cartoonish. But I feel like, and a lot of people, I seem to be reading a lot that people are saying that you notice when it's two Ezra Millers on the screen, you notice when one is CGI'd. I can't say I did notice, but maybe that was just the quality of the cinema I went to go watch it in. I saw it in like standard definition, but it looked all right to me. I'm not sure where that criticism's coming from, at least when I went to watch it. I love all the multiverse stuff. They explain the multiverse in the DC universe with spaghetti. That's a highlight. The bad guy, we get Zod. Michael Shannon does seem a bit disinterested, but like Michael Shannon is good. He's a good actor. So even when he's not giving it his all, he's still highly entertaining. Supergirl could have been a catastrophe, and she really wasn't. I actually liked Supergirl. I liked Batman. I liked everything. If I'm honest, I'm really confused as to why it's so hated. There's a lot of stuff going on around Ezra Miller's personal life, and I think maybe that might be getting in the way of criticism of this movie. Is it one of the best superhero movies I've ever seen? I mean, with the quality that we're getting at the minute, like, it's definitely the best superhero movie I've seen in a while. I'll say that. I think maybe the Spider-Man No Way Home is the last live-action superhero film. I will preface live action because I think the animated Spider-Man movie is excellent. I think I enjoyed The Flash more than, like, Guardians 3 or, like, what else has come out? I think maybe even besides No Way Home, it might be my favourite one since fucking, like, Endgame, if I'm honest. I like it better than the Snyder Cut. I actually like The Flash way better than the Snyder Cut. And I liked the Snyder Cut. I liked it. I thought it had a good personality. I thought everyone had a good character arc. I felt that everyone's story was wrapped up nicely. And the fan service. Let's talk about this fan service. Everyone's seen the picture of him from the 90s with the mullet in the Superman outfit. And that's why the movie never got made, because people hated that picture. Now you've seen it. Now you got to see it. You got to see, and not only did you see it, you see him fighting the giant spider that we've all heard stories about. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go check out the documentary. Is it Superman Lives? I think that's the name of the documentary, or something like that. Go look it up. But basically, back in the 90s, Kevin Smith started work on a Superman movie. They hated his script, so they got in Dan Gilroy to write up another script. And I've read Dan Gilroy's script. This would have been probably the closest one we would have ended up getting. after Kevin Smith got kicked off the project. You can go look it up and read it now. Type it into Google. It would have been a very adequate Superman movie. And then when you imagine Nick Cage, we don't have to imagine anymore. Now we've seen it. We got a glimpse of this movie within The Flash. And it's just solidified for me that I want to see Nick Cage playing Superman. In the 90s, I de-aged the motherfucker and give him a six-pack and give me Superman played by Nick Cage. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. That's all The Flash has really done for me. It's just affirmed this for me, that it's what the world needs. We are ready for it. Give it to us. We need to see Nick Cage play Superman. So yeah, we get to see that. I love that. Love that, obviously, clearly. They feature Adam West's Batman universe. They feature a couple of other Supermen from the past, but most notably Christopher Reeve. I thought all of that was, again, people have criticised it, but if you're going to do universes colliding into each other, why wouldn't you showcase the universes that you've already established over the years? I didn't think it was that bad at all. Is it the best superhero movie? No, it's not James Gunn, but it's definitely one of the best offerings we've had in an awful long time. So yeah, these are my thoughts on The Flash. I liked the movie. I thought it was a good solid romp. Maybe a wee bit long. As all of these movies are becoming now, they're all nearly 3 hours fucking long. So it's nuts to me that these movies are sort of getting to that length. It's a bit long, but it's really good fun. Michael Keaton's really fun as Batman again. Supergirl was handled really nicely. I won't tell you the twist ending. You might be able to figure it out. I saw it coming a mile away. However, you might not. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, I don't want to spoil it for you. But if you have seen the movie, I'll say I liked the twist. I thought it was done well enough. But again, I will agree with you. A lot of character design, costume design, CGI design, pretty below par. Certainly in that world where he's sort of going back in time, all of that CGI is, really not that good. And as I say, the bad guy didn't love the character design very much at all. But yeah, they're my thoughts. Honestly, I'm going to give this movie an 8 out of 10. I liked it. What can I say? And I don't really get how much hate it's getting at the minute. Like, it's getting an awful lot of hate. So 8 out of 10. I enjoyed it. Thank you everyone for listening. We are Film Shrapnel. Do follow us on TikTok, on Twitter @Film Shrapnel. And until next
Shrapnel.